Hi, I'm going to show you some quick tips on how to use the mapping feature in a DRS application. So we're in a landfill application right now, and I've completed some of the steps and I've come to the map. So we ask that you put the spatial information related to your activity on a map. If you haven't used the map or you have some questions, there is some information on and steps on how to use the map here at the top, so you can expand that to view it at any time. And you'll note a list of features that can be added to the map that you're on. So in this one, we just have a landfill location to add to the map. So when I look at the map, for those of you who aren't familiar with scrolling, you can scroll in and out to find the location, just as you would Google Earth, or you have this map navigation feature, and you can click zoom straight to a particular location, and then the map will snap right to it. You can close it or minimize it by that. If you want additional details, we do actually have some layers that are available. So you can see the Alberta Township System grid is on here right now. I can click here and add a world imagery layer as well. To minimize this, to get it out of your way so you can see better, you can just collapse this. There's two ways to add your feature onto the map. One is by uploading a geospatial file. So if you have a geospatial file, you can click Browse, and then you can select your file that way. If you don't have a spatial file and you just want to draw because you can see and you know where it is roughly, you can add a feature. So we have an area of interest polygon or an area of interest point. So if you know the area of the polygon, we prefer that you add a polygon. But in some cases, for things like outfall structures or points of diversion, you just need to add a point. So I'll show you the polygon feature. So let's say this is where I'm going to site my landfill in the future. You can click as many times to set points to describe your area. And once you're done and confident that your area is well represented, you can double click and that will close the area and you have your thing there. To save we need you to provide a description of it. This is a name that will show up in the geospatial layer that this will be contributed to, and then also give it a type. So there's only one option here, so I click landfill, and then I add it to the map. Once it's been added, you can reference it here, and you can add another area. So if I have my landfills on both sides of this road, but this is just a small area over here. You can say this is the shop that we're going to add as part of the landfill. You can add this, and now I have two shapes, and you can toggle between them by selecting here. If these are both representative of the things you want to add to your application, click Save. And what it will do is trigger some geoprocessing. And once the geoprocessing is done, then the information will be added to your application at this point. If you need to change the points at any time, you can go back to the select feature type. So you'll get a note when the geospatial processing has been completed. If you need to edit any of these shapes, you can go back to edit feature. Click on one of the features you want to edit. So let's click on this one. I can click on this, and it'll actually enable you to update some of the description or delete that shape entirely. If you make changes to it, so let's delete this. I will just need to rerun the geospatial processing if I've updated the shape that way. This is the basic features of the application map.